In episode number 3, we are talking about energy. The reason for that is because so many women come to me and they're like, Sash, I'm just exhausted. I am so tired. I literally, you're telling me to go for a walk, you're telling me to do a workout, and I can't be asked. I just want to sit on the sofa. I don't want to do anything. And now, listen, right? I completely understand that. Life is so busy, isn't it? You're chasing around after your children, you're working your asses off, you're keeping your partners happy, you're running a house, you're walking the dog. And then it's like someone else coming in and saying to you, right, let's do a workout. And you're like, no. So I want to address that issue with you today. Energy levels, being exhausted, no energy to move, can't be asked. You know what you should be doing, but you're like, nah, no way can I be bothered. Let's start again Monday. Or what I'm hearing at the minute, yeah, I'll start again in January. Okay, I completely understand it. And what often happens from this is you're feeling knackered, so you try and kind of make yourself feel better through caffeine, and by the way, who doesn't love a cup of coffee? I'm all about that. So buy coffee, by eating kind of foods that are convenient and also full of sugar. So that could be chocolate, it could be takeaways, whatever. Again, I'm not against those, but it's like a bit of a cycle that we get ourselves into it. And then often what comes is sitting on the sofa with a glass of wine and watching something just to make you go, when the children are in bed and you can just focus on yourself. Now, what happens is this becomes a bit of a vicious cycle. So you feel like crap. So you have coffee throughout the day, you then maybe have some chocolate, maybe don't have the healthiest of lunch because you want something to make you feel better. You then have more coffee, you then get home, you rush around like a blue-ass fly. Then you put the children to bed and you're like, right, switch off. I'm going to be, on my phone, checking through my phone. I'm going to be on social media, looking what everyone else is doing with a glass of wine. Maybe, again, not the healthiest food. You go to bed, you can't sleep very well, wake up the next morning knackered and rinse and repeat, right? So what I want to show you today is just a couple of ways that can hopefully help to bring you from the vicious cycle to the virtuous cycle. Okay, so the vicious cycle is pretty much what I just said about not moving enough, not eating great foods, not drinking enough water, too much time on your phone. And the virtuous is feeling like you got a bit more energy, getting a few steps in each day, drinking a bit more water, getting a great night's sleep, having some fantastic sex. All those wonderful things, right? So 2 things that I want to focus on today. Number 1, your sleep. All right. Now, you might say to yourself when you hear that, Sash, I haven't slept well in years. Okay. That's all right. We are not going to aim for huge wins here. We just want to help ourselves sleep better. So, question, who here goes on their phone or checks their phone like, I just check my phone just before they go to bed at night? And second question, who here goes on their phone within the first 10, 15 minutes of waking up in the morning? Yeah, I know I used to be guilty of it, 100%. So the first thing I want you to consider is just try and reduce the amount of phone time you have either side of your bedtime. So when you go to bed and when you wake up, can you say that 1 hour from bedtime you don't go on your phone? And in the first hour of waking up, you don't go on your phone. Can we do that? I reckon you can. And it might take a little bit of practice. It might be one of those things where it will feel like your phone is calling your name going, Sasha, come and check me. You don't know who's going to have messaged you. All right. And that's okay. All right. Don't beat yourself up if you pick it up. Don't beat yourself up if you just check it. It's okay. But just try it. Okay. And then the second thing to help aid your sleep is work. Now, if you go to an office or what have you, and you go to work and you don't have work emails on your phone, this might not apply to you so much. It might apply to people around you, so it still could be good to listen to. So I hear of people when they come into the coaching club, they'll be like, yeah, I'm answering phone calls, I'm sending emails at like 11 o'clock at night. But then they're like, I can't sleep very well, but it's because your brain is overactive. So what is it going to take for you to put in just a bit more of a boundary that you finish work at 8 o'clock at night, regardless? You maybe have a separate phone for work. Maybe you don't bring your laptop home. I don't know. And you've got to think about your situation. But also don't forget that So say if you get a work call and it's not urgent but you answer it, you are rewarding bad behavior. Okay, so if you put that boundary in place and say, look, it's actually going to benefit everyone if I've got a bit more energy because I won't be so snappy. So I'm actually not going to be on my phone from after 8 o'clock at night. So you won't be able to ring me and I'll speak to you first thing in the morning. Could be something to do, to try. Point number 3 to help your sleep is try and look at reducing distractions in your room. So we don't personally have TVs in our bedrooms, because we feel like bedrooms are a place to read, and just relax and like get rid of technology. I don't even sleep with my phone in my room anymore. Okay. And that's something that's been like years of practice of doing. So look at how you can reduce the distractions in your bedroom. Okay. Hopefully that will help. And it's up to you, what level you take that to. Point number 4, could you read before bed rather than watching TV or going on your phone? And I wouldn't recommend looking at reading something that's super exciting or engaging. You want to be reading something that maybe you've read it before, and hopefully that will help not only to let the brain calm down rather than watching something like action on the TV, which your brain's going to be like, oh my God, this is so exciting. So if you can reduce that, not only will it help with the kind of the craziness of the screen, but also the blue light as well. And also you're already in bed. So if you don't have a TV in your bed, you'll be watching your television downstairs in the living room. You've got to get up and go to bed when you get tired. So if you're reading in bed, it's going to be super helpful because you can just be like, I'm actually feeling tired right now. I'm going to try and go to sleep. Roll over. Boom, done. And then the final one is caffeine. So you want to try and look at reducing your caffeine from about 1 or 2 p.m. They do say you shouldn't really have caffeine after that time. So if you can, keep your caffeine to the morning and then go decaf in the afternoon. And this is all just to do with the caffeine half-life. So, if you're having a coffee at 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, likelihood is that is still going to be very present in your body, still at 11 o'clock at night. So that will help you to get to sleep. And then just a couple of tips for like throughout your sleep, because I know I hear some ladies saying, they wake up and, there's so much we can go into depth here. But, if you do wake up and your brain starts to go absolutely crazy and you're like just in thinking mode, that's when you pick up the book. Don't pick up your phone. Okay, that's when you maybe do some breath work and some stuff to calm you back into the now. I've heard of people having notepads by their beds and, getting up and doing work. And sometimes you might just have to do that. And I would probably end this point on sleep by saying the worst thing you can do is get really aggy with yourself for not being able to go back to sleep. We're trying to create energy here. If we're getting frustrated with ourselves, then it's really not going to help. It's going to make us more pent up. So whatever happens throughout the night, let it be, and try and work on those points to help get you to sleep in the first place. And also making sure that we are waking up nice and calm throughout the morning, not just going straight on the phone. So we start the day in a calm headspace rather than straight into, millions of bits of information coming in at us through our phone. So that's point number 1 of how to create more energy. The second point is food. Now, I know when you're exhausted, we just want something that's going to make us feel better, don't we? Whether that be, a bag of crisps because it's just easy, or, get a takeaway on the way home because you can't be asked to cook, or whether it be like craving sugar because you want that chocolate and you want that sugary, fix to make you feel better. All right. And I'm not going to take that away from you. But what we can do is look at going, right, what can I add into my diet to help? Okay, and it is just as simple as a few more portions of fruit and vegetables. Okay, a lot of the ladies, when they come into the coaching club, they're not getting any fruit and veg in their diet at all. They might get the odd banana in here and there. But what we want to do is, right, can we aim for 5? And remember, we don't want to go 0 to hero, but can we just slowly start to build so we get 1 portion a day in? Already getting 1? Okay, let's go 2. And can we plan it so we're not like rushing around trying to collect all the fruit and veg at the end of the day? Plan what you're going to have and really look at optimizing the amount of nutrients that you're getting in. One thing that we do throughout the winter is we actually take a greens product. Okay, so it's like a green shake and it's got a ton of nutrients in it, and it's all just in a shake, so you don't have to think about it. And then we top it up with extra fruit and veg as well throughout the day. The saying you are what you eat is so true, especially when it comes down to energy levels. When your energy levels are low, I know it's tempting to go for the stuff that soothes you, but if you really can try and just get the other stuff in as well, it will help you out a lot more. And then finally, when it comes to what you're kind of taking in, water. And I know it sounds mad, and in this time of year, we're in October, it's getting a little bit colder. You can go some hot water with some lemon in it, you can go green tea, whatever it is that's going to help to increase your fluid intake. Because again, something that we see that has an association with lack of energy, lack of concentration, brain fog, is to do with lack of water coming into the body. So as much as you can, try and aim for 1 litre a day. If you're already doing that, try and aim for 2. You don't really need to go any further than 2, and you can mix and match it a little bit. Personally, I don't count caffeinated drinks as my water intake. I always just stick to plain water or fruit tea or stuff like green tea, peppermint tea, and squash is absolutely fine. So there are a couple of ways to help you just to build up your energy levels a little bit. They're super simple, okay? And I get that. I'm not teaching you to suck eggs, but hopefully there'll be a couple of things that you've heard today that you'll go, right, I'm going to try that one thing, just that one thing, and I'm going to see how it goes. So I would love to hear what that one thing is going to be. Message me, pop it on my Facebook, whatever is best for you, and I hope it helps. Have a good week.